Hi there, my name's Lys and I'm bringing you a level analysis on one of my favorite games of all time, Psychonauts. Psychonauts is a crazy game. You get to enter people's minds, mess around, and save the day. It has a huge focus on mental health, and with its crazy character design and amazing abstract symbolism, this game became a cult classic that's still favored among fans today. But today, we are going to focus on the very first mind you enter, basic braining. Basic braining is a tutorial level where the basic mechanics of the game are taught to you by the ever-lovable NPC, Coach Oleander. Coach Oleander is a character who is obsessed with the military and had dreams and aspirations to join the army. As such, his mind is filled with a lot of military-esque hazards and themes. Instead of giving you an easy and happy-go-lucky tutorial level, Psychonauts gives us a total war zone. The color palette is all gloomy and dark. Knives and explosions litter the battlefield, and the collectibles even show some dark and grotesque things like dismembered limbs and monsters. This level is meant to portray a sense of stress, even though it's just a beginner level. But because it's a beginner level, there's a lot of safety nets to help cushion the player if they mess up, and guides the player by the hand on how to master the basic mechanics of the game. You learn to hit, jump, climb, and you're introduced to a variety of collectibles like figments and emotional baggage. If you happen to mess up on one of these things, like jumping, most areas catch you and give you a chance to climb back to the surface to try again. In this level, unlike other levels, if you fall off the map, no health is deducted from you. This allows the player to practice to get good at a three-dimensional platforming game that requires a good enough skill and depth perception. The design of basic braining is straightforward. It's a linear level. You're trying to get from point A to point B. Along the way, you do sick acrobatics and get shot at by turrets, and even push a kid off a rail and taunt him. The paths in the level are narrow, and the rooms relatively small to help push the player in the right direction. Additionally, figments help light the way. They are literally stuck or flying through every aspect of this level, from clinging to poles that you're meant to climb on to platforms to encourage you to jump on them. They're clever little wieners that reward the player for progressing through the level. Lastly, the design of the layout itself keeps the player engaged. There are a lot of twists and turns in this game, and obstacles that require the player to zigzag between platforms. Even the hallways and corridors you have to travel through promote the player going in a variety of directions rather than the boring, totally straight way of navigating. It doesn't allow the player to become bored because they're actually interacting with how the environment works and experiencing what it's like to be in someone's weird and twisted mind, literally. In terms of effectiveness for this level, I would say it works well as a tutorial. Between training your combat button and recognizing what is climbable and not, you can soon explore the rest of the Psychonauts world, soon after you finish basic braining. It's not hard to pass basic braining, especially when the spoon feeds you text boxes instructing you on how to play the game. There are many opportunities to test your newfound knowledge outside of basic braining as well, so that these skills are not wasted or ever seen again. Now, this has hopefully been a thorough enough analysis on the structure of basic braining tutorial in Psychonauts. I highly recommend this game to anyone, especially since the developers recently came out with a second game for the series. You can obtain the games off of Steam, and it is accessible on other platforms as well. If you enjoy action platformer games that borderline's trippy, then please check out this amazing game. Alright, that's it for now. Toodles!